You mate, hello, love, how are you? You alright, darling? You alright, mate? Yeah, you alright, geez? Yeah, good. I am knackered, mate. What a day I've had. Oh, that shit. I smell the rose and I said, good away. Oh no, I said, we gotta go. Yeah, with the Lord away. Oh, baby, I said, we gotta go.
In an old stained vest. I thought you covered better than the rest. Angry chads and lazy dossers. Cold streets for window shoppers. Breaking backs on long cold nights. Iron and Asda, money's tight. Macho men, basic cats, basic dogs on council flats. Mucky kids that grew up swearing, or as policemen, politicians past caring. And still we strike. Everybody acts! I don't want to, you've got to, we won't go now. Calling bills with wooden eyes. Old tin bars and sharing shares. Certain look, certain stand. Pop down shots in dressing gowns. Fighting, sniffing in their robe. But I see people with dreams, with hopes. The way we fight, the way we swear, the price tag for the clothes we wear. Where we stand, where we walk, where we shit, we spit, we talk.
Welcome to today's lecture performance, where we'll be discussing class. Now, what is class? What does it mean and where does it come from? And what can be said about class inequality? Well, today's lecture won't be tackling an issue as large as this in its entirety. Instead, I'll focus on one very small piece of the puzzle, the voice. So, how can we define class when it's something that feels so personal? It's who we are, it's how we think, how we feel. It's our DNA. Let's take a look at some definitions and see how they might have changed over time. Another definition used by many socialists is that the working class have nothing to sell but their labour. But what does it mean to sound working class? Now, there are over 40 different dialects in the UK, and it would take forever to get through all of them today, so let's focus on a very small handful. The Cockney accent, spoken particularly by working class London natives, popularised by Oliver Twist and the old East End gangster. The Scouse accent, with characters often portrayed as violent and or criminal. Another accent is the Birmingham accent, the least respected accent in the UK, recently popularised by shows like Peaky Blinders. And finally, the RP accent, regarded as the proper way of speaking English.
But I did not. My fortune is the work of others.
So, with so many different accents to choose from, how do you know which one to pick? And how does our voice shape the stories that we share? Let's take a look at some short speeches and see how a change of accent might change the context of the scene.
There's 3.5 million unemployed out there. 3.5 million of us who can't find fucking work. Because they're taking them all. Because it's fucking cheap labour. Cheap and easy labour. Fucking cheap and easy, which makes us cheap and easy. 3.5 million fucking, it's not a joke. It's not a fucking joke. And that Thatcher sits there in a fucking ivory tower and sends us on a fucking phony war. The Falklands? The fucking Falklands? What the fuck is the Falklands? Let's take a look at Winston Churchill's famous speech. And when playing a real-life character, it's more important than ever to get the voice right. Jamie, if you're here, could you please take it away? He's not here. No problem. Oh. On the landing grounds, we shall fight in the fields and in the streets. We shall fight in the hills. We shall never surrender. And as we know, it's important to get the voice right, as close as you can. Which is why doing an accent that represents the whole country is very important. Like the scene in Braveheart, which wouldn't work outside of its original context. Imagine a speech like this being read out in an American accent, or an Australian accent, or a Welsh accent. It just wouldn't work the same.
So, with all these different accents to choose from, how do we pick the right one? Let's take a look at Tom Hardy and see how he arrived at using a working class Welsh accent.
When I left the site just over 2 hours ago, I had a job, a wife, a home. And now I have none of those things. I have none of those things left. I just have myself in the car that I'm in. And I'm just driving, that's it. So we had to find a working class, I mean, for want of a better expression, of being classist, but like a blue collar or grassroots, a man who worked from the floor up to success within his business. We stumbled across Wales. And there was something about Richard Burton as well and Anthony Hopkins and their sort of mellifluous, gentle tones, and at the same time he was built of granite, of a sort like the country that he came from.
It's nice, isn't it? When the actor takes care and takes responsibility for the stories that they're sharing. But what happens when they don't take care? And when representation does more harm than good?
I don't know, I feel like, I don't know, ask me a question about, I don't know, a question or something, or anything, I don't know.
Keep totally innocent. I ain't innocent.
Because I said, look, this is the least articulate person on the planet. And, so we were creating these characters, and I said, wouldn't it be great to have a really inarticulate character? And then we started to think, why is the character inarticulate? Because they've done something wrong and they're buying time and they're defending themselves. And then it just kind of, and it was just a very happy accident, because I think we just caught something in the public mood that it just felt like there was a Vicky Pollard on every street corner.
We need to do far more to give a real voice to working class communities. For 30 years, the media tried to tell us that class doesn't matter anymore. We've seen where that's got us. Living standards fell. Inequality and insecurity grew.
But you know what? There's no point being down about it, is there? I mean, it's not their fault if they don't know how to do it. How do we represent the working class man? Or lady, for that matter? I mean, what you need to do really is observe, don't you? I mean, that's what we do, innit? As actors, we people watch for hours and hours. So let's see if you people in the audience can spot the working class person in these videos. Can you? Can you? No, of course you can't. Why not? Well, we don't talk a certain way, that's for sure. And we don't walk a certain way. And we all don't dress the same. So why do we see so many negative stereotypes of the same class? I'm talking people walking like cavemen, like they've never been to school before. Now, when I watch TV, I want to see a little bit of me, you know? I read books, mate, yeah? I went to college, and I went to uni. I mean, I dropped out, but I still went. I am an educated man. I want to see people walking properly. And all Alright, I'll turn it down. Miserable old cat.
An actor is at most a poet, and at least an entertainer. Let's see what Shakespeare says on how we as actors can find our roles and share our stories. Be not too tame neither, but let your own discretion be your tutor. Suit the action to the word, the words to the action. With this special observance, though you owe a step, not the modesty of nature, for anything so overdone is for the purpose of playing. Was and is to hold as 'twere the mirror up to nature, to show virtue her own feature, scorn her own image, and the very age and body of time his form and pressure. Now this overdone or contrary off, though it make the unskilful laugh, cannot but make the judicious grieve. We do have responsibilities as artists, as actors, as people, to be kind, to be honest, to be truthful, to uplift others. We have huge privilege to be able to stand on a stage in front of others and to inspire. So let us inspire. And when people on the ground look up at the stars and see people looking down, it only creates barriers. So, what have we learned today? Well, we've learned that there are loads of accents, ain't there? Ain't there? Yes, and it's important to pick the right one. How do we do it? Well, we do research, don't we? We let the script tell us where to go. And if there is no direction, well, don't jump to the stereotype. Look around you, mate, yeah, and see what's there. What else have we learned? Well, we've learned people don't talk a certain way, or work a certain way, or do anything a certain way for that matter. Everyone is different. So let's make our characters different. I don't want to see the same thing, but how do we get better accents? We practice.
I want to do different accents, and I don't mind any constructive criticism.
What do you do? You want some fish and chips? Or some fish and chips? Well, I come from Liverpool, and I like Steven Gerrard because he's a good player and anyone who's quite outspoken then, I'll fix it for you. It's very cheap. It's only £500. Hello, I'm Posh. And all you people smack.
Alright! Before we go, I'd like to share a poem that my nan wrote. A working class woman talking about working class life. True representation. You're around the corner, junkie Jane, selling her crack and her bags of cocaine. The geezer she lived with wears a burglary hat. He ain't all that, he's a big fat twat. He hangs round bars and smokes rich cigars. He's nothing but a pimp, and he rims all your cars. I'll go back to Jane now, the junkie one of me. Fuck me, she's back on the scene. Scraggy as ever, eyes popping from her head. And I shout, "Oi, I thought you were dead!" And it changes all up here. I thought, fuck you, I ain't paying for your gear, it's 11 o'clock, not even midday. And here comes old Faithful, a junkie friend, Ray. Down the entry they disappear. I thought, oh, there we go, he's selling his gear. It was worse than that. With his kicks at his feet, she stood there laughing. He thought it was funny. Dusty shake for a handful of money. Here comes the fat twat, the burglary man, running down the street and he's swinging his can. His eyes are all red and his belly's flopping. Fuck me, and his eyes are all popping. Here you all, you owe me $1. I think that fat bastard should swallow all that grief for just $1. Put him in his cell,
and let him wallop. Run, Forrest, run, I hear from afar. Then his mate squeaks round in a car. Get in here and ditch the bitch. Let's go now and get a fix. Thank you.